Giles Thomas here from musculardevelopment.com. Standing in for Ron Harris, who's actually not flying until tonight. I'm here joined with Josh Lenartowicz.
Yes, yeah, good enough.
Excellent.
I'll take it.
Okay, Josh, well, you've obviously, I saw the photos of you 2 weeks ago, and you've just done a pretty spectacular guest spot. You've put a lot of size on in the last year.
Yeah.
How?
Well, aligned with the sponsor, so that's really a big deal for me. ATP Science, and it's honest, man. Normally I'd be taking like 20 different multivitamins and zinc and stuff, and I just take one of theirs, so there's less pressure on my liver. And when I get close to a show, I'm on like, Valium to sleep and stuff, and I'll be honest, like feel stressed. And they've got this thing that's like reduces cortisol called CortRx, and that's all truth, man. I've been just taking that, and that's been the biggest difference for me in this prep.
So you started that, say, after the Olympia last year?
Yeah. We signed up with them. It would have been 12 weeks ago. So I took some time off. I had planned to do the Arnold's, and then we had a death in the family. People didn't realise that. So,
yeah, I did hear. Sorry to hear that.
So I just thought, you know what? People say, oh, why don't you be like relentless and put it aside? And I mean, that's pretty heartless, man. Like, if you can't be there for your family, how can you expect them to be there for you? And there is life after bodybuilding. Of course, I'm going to give it my all, and my career's young, so I know I've got many years to come. But I've just been training really hard and eating all my meals, obviously, and yeah. So,
I mean, last year at the Arnold Classic, that was your first year, wasn't it, in the pros?
Yeah.
Well, I saw you took third place there.
Yeah.
I did see you at the Olympia. Yeah. Was that I thought maybe you weren't quite as full and as big as you were at the Arnold Classic. Yeah. What happened? Was that a case of over dieting or just wanting to get that extra bit of condition?
Yeah. Well, Tony Doherty is always like, just get shredded. Make sure you get shredded.
Never go wrong, can it?
Yeah, you just make sure you're the most shredded guy on stage. And I was like, all right. So even though I was tired and hungry, I'd be doing hours of cardio, and yeah, it's just like I've got a good work ethic. So for me, it's like I'd rather just do like hours of cardio and suffer on the diet, and that's not a problem for me. So now it's like I sort of learn. Every year you learn your body a little bit better.
Did you do any of the post-Olympia Grand Prix?
Yeah, I did like the 4 shows post-Olympia. I got 6 in the Arnold Europe, and then I just went back.
You looked fuller at the Arnold Europe, didn't you? You filled out.
As soon as I saw the thing from the Olympia, I was like, yeah, I know what I'm going to do this time, and just ate more, and yeah, it was good.
I mean, so say, what was your body weight at the Olympia? Because if you're going to bring anything like you've brought to these guest posings, what was the guest posing? Australia, I'm assuming.
Yeah, it was Australia. So I think I'd be about 20 pounds heavier. That's a pretty big deal, obviously, for me as well. So I can't keep improving like that, I know, every year. It's just because I over diet, you learn not to. I mean, Dorian says it really well. He says, like, he come in way too light. He could have come in heavier. And I hope it works for me. I feel like I look better, heavier and fuller, and things pop out more. And
I think the muscle pushes harder against the skin, so you will look, like say when you're flat, you might look soft, but you're shredded, but then you fill out, you eat carbs, and you look harder just because you're bigger and fuller.
Yeah, well, this is the thing, I don't realise that. Like, I'm from Australia, I'm the only one really leading the way there, and I don't have anyone to really rub my shoulders against to give me the advice. So it's all learning for me, and I think now I've learned enough, I hope, to bring a better package, and that's ultimately what we want to do.
The thing is, for a big guy, you have got very good symmetry, and also I can see the influence of Dorian, because you're a big fan of Dorian Yates, British beef. So I can see, like, obviously with the back, you're a very large backed competitor.
Yeah. Thank you. It's my lats were definitely a strong point, but more the thickness. I've really needed to work on through my rhomboids, trapezius. So I've done that this year. After seeing the Olympia as well, and I just thought a lot of things I needed to work on that I've worked on.
Have you kept the waist small?
Yeah, well, I've absolutely tried my best, and I was posing in front of Flex Lewis the other day, and he said, man, you're so deceiving because you've got such big shoulders, you expect a big blocky waist, and then you take your top off, and your waist is streamlined.
Well, I think a lot of the pros, maybe in the last 10, 15 years, a lot of pros were getting big, and then I think the thing they were looking for was, okay, there's lots of guys getting big, but if they can keep that small waist, then the sky's the limit.
Yeah, well, it's all proportions, right? So, I mean, I explain it to people that bodybuilding, it's about making your weak points symmetrical with your strong points. And you don't want, obviously, a strong point to become a weak point. So if your waist is a strong point and then you allow it to just get out of control, you're going to need to add like inches on your delts, and it's just unrealistic.
So talking about Australian bodybuilding, I mean, I remember the guys like Terry Mitsos, obviously Lee Priest, Charlie Duca when he was over there.
Charlie's a good guy.
Charlie Duca. Who else?
Sonny Schmidt.
Sonny Schmidt, of course, yeah, the Thunder from Down Under.
Yeah, Luke Wood as well.
Luke Wood,
So, Sonny was amazing. So we've had some good. We've had a couple decent athletes.
So I used to be good friends with Nick Jones.
Oh, yeah, Nick's a great guy.
Nick he came and stayed in my house one day when he did the Universe in the UK. And he was saying at the time, he said it was Australian bodybuilding was going through a bit of a weird change, and then literally a few years ago I started seeing more and more from Australian bodybuilding. It really seems to be on the rise, and it's good that guys like yourself are actually making a big impact, because you know what it's like for the non-Americans. You've got to really bring something unique. You've got to bring something that is going to shock to kind of get attention and bring positive attention to your own country, which will help the guys beneath you in your country.
Yeah, well, that's where my heart's at as well. Like, if anyone's up and coming, and even doesn't have to be from Australia, from anywhere around the world, I'm happy to give them a hand and some advice if I can, because I think that's what keeps keeps you feeling valued, is giving back to people. I think you can't just be all about yourself. And people say, bodybuilding's a selfish sport. Yeah, so some people it can be, but I'm not one of them, and I hope people out there don't think that.
We're friends on Facebook, and I do follow, and I do get a good feeling that you're very family orientated, and you're very well liked by all the IFBB in the pro ranks. But it seems that you really do, you're very family, and it's all about sort of helping people, and I think that's a really good message to send.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's what we need more in all sports. Just people being better role models, and I think that's why people talk about the next generation. They don't have any respect, and it's like, well, they lack mentors. So maybe if you put your hand up and give them a hand and teach them the way, they wouldn't be so disrespectful.
Okay, so finally, what kind of body weight do you think you'll be sitting at tomorrow, Saturday on stage?
I'm hoping like 270-ish. So I lost like 10 pounds on the flight. That sucked. So I was coming really we did like 2 days of transit. It was a delay.
You flew from Australia to LA about 2 weeks ago, wasn't it?
No, it was literally like last week. And when was it? Sunday.
I saw some pictures of you in LA about 2 weeks ago on your Facebook. Are they old pictures? With Tony.
Yeah, no, old must have been old. Yeah.
And finally, I've got a question from Evan Centopani.
Oh, legend. Yeah.
He said, please ask Josh, Hungry Jack's or Macca's, and why? Also, have you tasted the apple pies at McDonald's at the USA versus the ones in Australia? How have Aussies held on to the crispy deep fried greatness compared to America, succumbing to second-rate baked shittiness? That is all. I don't know what the hell he's talking about.
Yeah, he's good. I'm hungry, so he probably knows I'm struggling. America's, we love America because there's just everything here is just so much more advanced in ways. Like that Cheesecake Factory kills me as well, so that's going to be good. Post-work, I'm not going to have one meal after the show, I think.
So obviously, I mean, this is the last chance saloon, like Bob Chick just said there. You're obviously coming for the win.
Definitely. I wouldn't be here if I didn't want to win.
Are you not qualified for the Olympia?
I'm not, no, because that's why I want to be there, and that's another thing. Like my sponsor, they've got a booth, ATP, at the Olympia for the first year in a row. That there's not many people that get out of Australia to have a booth at the Olympia, so it's a big deal, and I love to be there as an athlete as well as on the booth. So
that's confident, and that takes balls, man.
Thank you. Well, they're looking after me, and I want to look after them, and that's how the world should work. So.
Perfect.
Thanks.
Okay, Josh, well, a big thank you there to you for doing the interview. Good luck Saturday, and obviously, hopefully if you qualify, you're going to do very well at the Olympia to improve upon your 9th place from last year. I'm Giles Thomas from musculardevelopment.com.
Could I just say a quick thanks to my sponsors, Doldy's Gym, Muscle Mills Direct, and ATP Science. They've been great, so thank you.
Brilliant.
Sorry about that, man.